How's that job search of yours going? Not so good? You might want a little more help and advice. Head to 5strengths.com/webinar to register for my free webinar, Break the Six-Figure Salary Barrier, Master Your Executive Job Search. You'll get great strategies and a ton of free resources to help your job search from a name you can trust. That's 5strengths.com/webinar. Now on to the show. Hi, and welcome to the Job Search Podcast. I'm Amy L. Adler, Executive Resume Writer of 5 Strengths Career Transition Experts. Today I want to talk about LinkedIn connection strategy. If you've heard me speak or read any of my blog before or worked with me, you probably have heard me talk about why I think people should be just on the edge of accepting all LinkedIn connection requests. Fundamentally, you can think of LinkedIn connectors as falling into 3 categories. On the low end are people who connect only with those they have met in person. In the middle are people who mostly accept all connection requests as long as they think the profile is a real profile and the person behind the profile is real. And then, of course, there are lions, LinkedIn open networkers, who accept everybody no matter who they are. So even though you might have been an active LinkedIn user for some time, you might not seriously consider the benefits there are to accepting almost all of the LinkedIn connections requests that come your way, particularly if you are in the process of exploring new executive opportunities. If you haven't been thinking about this yet, you might be ready now to open up your connection strategy and allow new people into your network. Let's talk about how you decide whether you should allow someone to join your network. Let's talk about how to make LinkedIn connections work for you. You might be open to accepting every connection, like I said, or you might be open to accepting no connections. Whatever you decide, it has to work for your unique situation, particularly if you're in an executive job search. So let's talk about ways you can determine whether you should accept a particular LinkedIn connection request. Number 1, is the profile a real person? There are LinkedIn catfish out there. So at the highest level, you have to explore the person's profile before you accept their connection. You might even do a reverse image search on the person's photo to verify that the name and photo are connected elsewhere. Number 2, is this person a connection of a first-degree connection of yours? Usually, you can trust that the connection of someone you know is also a real person. Perhaps you might want to ask your first-degree connection about the requester, if that adds another layer of security for you. Another way to look at this is, does this person belong to a LinkedIn group in which you participate? It's easy to request to connect with someone with whom you share a membership in a LinkedIn group. It also opens opportunities for you to communicate with someone before accepting their requests via the public group forum. Does this person have a current or past history at a company that you're targeting for your executive career? If you have a mutual professional, you might have some initial common ground to explore, and that might be a place for you to start to determine whether this is a good connection for you. Does this person have a connection to someone you need to meet? Although this is a rather mercenary reason to choose to connect with someone, it is a no less valid reason to do so. Does this person offer insights or updates in other social media, and LinkedIn is simply another way to learn more about what this person has to say? Note this person's other social media posts. Do you have reason to expect more of the same? Are you looking forward to learning more about this person in this new venue? Then absolutely accept their connection. Can you offer anything of value to this person? This person might be asking you for some key piece of information or to access your network. Are you willing to offer to help? We all know that social media, particularly LinkedIn, is an opportunity to give more than you receive. So please consider that. Everything is an instance of paying it forward, and making sure that you can deliver on that is a key component of whether you think this person is going to be a good addition to your network. Finally, do you know someone whom this proposed connection should meet? Again, paying it forward. You might see from this person's profile that he or she is to a company that you know well. If the connection seems sound and the individual seems earnest, you might consider offering to make a valuable connection on behalf of this person. Note, that not all of these questions reflect cost benefit to you. Some are reflective of ways you can help the individual who is reaching out to you too. Of course, the only way to maximize connections you have is to continue to grow your own list. Not all will be active, and you should not expect that every single connection will be a one-way street in which you provide value and the requester takes all, even though it is better to offer more in this ecosystem than you expect to get. The bottom line is for you to determine how you can contribute to a new relationship, both online and ultimately offline. Thanks again for listening to the Job Search Podcast. I'm Amy L. Adler. You can always find me at 801-810-5627. Thanks so much for listening.